Hi guys, Vino here and welcome to this Vino Plump production and welcome to this channel update, this kickback discussion. I'm just going to sit here, talk to you guys about some stuff that's been going on, some just updates in life, so to speak. Nothing major, just thought I'd do a nice sort of kickback discussion, update little video for this Sunday, and then probably later today or starting tomorrow, I'm going to start kicking out some videos left, right and centre, and we're going to start off this video by giving you the ideas I have for upcoming videos. So the first video that I have been planning for a while is of course my little retrospective of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. That's coming, still coming very soon. There is actually a saying in customer service, actually, you never should promise things, because if you can't deliver on that promise, then people are going to get disappointed. But hey ho, I keep saying to you guys, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then either it happens, it doesn't happen, or whatever. But hey, I'm going to keep saying I'm going to do it, and hopefully eventually I'll get round to doing it. Hey, that's my plan, and I've done that for how many years I've now done YouTube for, so let's keep sticking to that plan. By the way, this is my 15th year continually uploading on YouTube, and I'm trying to think what I may do with that. If anything, I'll think about some things I could do for that, if anything, but you know, we'll think about that. So yes, the retrospective on the Harry Potter Hogwarts collection, not Hogwarts collection, Philosopher's Stone, is on its way at some point. I've also worked my way through the first season of Supernatural, so I'll be talking about that to give you a very quick my opinions on that. I'm really enjoying Supernatural. There are many aspects of Supernatural I'm really enjoying, and Eric Kripke, the creator of Supernatural, has put in little cameos, little Easter eggs for people who are fans of previous things like Supernatural, like Buffy and X-Files and things like that. Like cameos from actors that appeared in those series and those shows appear in Supernatural, and just, it's a really good series. Really well acted, well written for the most part. There are some caveats to that, but I'm really enjoying it, and I'll be talking about my opinions on the first season during that video, and that is coming pretty soon, to be honest. Take a swig of this Pepsi, wet the old whistle so I can keep going. The next video I do want to do at some point, and that is my review of Parasite. So me and someone special to me watched Parasite together, and I've been really racking my brain over the last month since we watched it what I want to say about Parasite. I didn't want to go to YouTube and watch someone else's review on Parasite. I've done that before. I do that with a lot of other films, if I'm being honest, but with Parasite I wanted to keep my opinions my own, basically, and I wanted to really delve down into what I think about Parasite, and there'll be a video coming at some point next week. By the way, if you're wondering why they're all coming next week, I'm off work next week, so I've got time to work on videos and get some videos up on the channel for you guys to enjoy. But yeah, going back to Parasite, I've wanted to concoct my own opinions on it. It is a film that I think many people are going to have different interpretations of, and I wanted my interpretation to be my own and not be affected by other people's interpretation. So I'm hoping this week there will be a review of sorts, my thoughts and opinions on the film that is Parasite, and I'm still now trying to find the words, but I think I've gotten mostly down what I want to say about the film, and yeah, we'll talk about that in a video. How well that video is going to go in terms of me explaining this film, I have no idea, but stay along for the ride and hopefully you guys will hear my opinions on Parasite. There was literally, as I was saying that, another video idea. That's the one. So I do actually want to make my way through the Coca collection. I want to watch all three of the movies, either in a row, day after day, whatever it may be. And that is, of course, Where's the Friend's House and Life Goes On, and then Through the Olive Tree. There's also a documentary on that called Homework, I think it is, which is to do with the behind the scenes of the first film, which is Where's the friend's house? Where's my friend's house? Whatever it's called. But I want to make my way through those three movies almost successively and give my opinion on those. Plus, there's another documentary in there that was actually directed by Abbas Kiarostami himself about the making of those three films, that Coca trilogy. And I've wanted to watch that documentary for a while because I've heard it gives you a real insight into how films are made, how Abbas himself makes films, and just really marathoning that set in almost one go, I think is probably the best way to experience that. Even the back of the box kind of alludes to you should probably watch it within quick succession. They sort of word it as if you're zooming the camera out. Every movie you watch in that trilogy, you'll zoom in the camera out even more as the filmmaking process. And then you get the documentary of how Abbas went around making those films. If you don't know about those three films, just very, very quickly, Where's the Friend's House is about a kid who ends up taking his friend's homework home, and he wants to give his friend's homework back, otherwise his friend's going to receive repercussions the next day at school because of it, and he goes on a journey as a result of that. The next film is called And Life Goes On, and that is Abbas actually going back to the place where those children actors were that played the two boys in the first film, the two friends, because there was an earthquake in Coca around that time, a really devastating earthquake. So Abbas Kiarostami is played by a non-actor. He's actually played by a taxi driver, if I'm not mistaken. And Abbas is, of course, behind the camera, and it's basically a road trip. They just go on a road trip to try and find the two boys that are in the that were in the first film. And then the third film, Through the Olive Tree, is the making of the second film, but it's a dramatised, like a filmanised, I suppose you could call it, movieised version of that. So again, the actor who played Abbas Kiarostami, or the non-actor that played Abbas Kiarostami in the second film, is in the third film as Abbas Kiarostami again. It gets kind of weird. There is actually a really kind of candid scene that happens, kind of moment in the third film, in which the actor, the non-actor that played Abbas Kiarostami, actually breaks character for a bit, because of course there was an earthquake in Coca around that time and it was devastating. He kind of breaks character and just talks about the devastation, talks about his own actual real life kids, how they were affected. And Abbas keeps the camera rolling. He doesn't shut off the camera, he just keeps it rolling, and he puts that in the film because at the end of the day, that's what Abbas wants. He wants that candid, he wants that, you know, real raw life kind of reaction from people. And I've heard that's a real powerful, just that little piece alone is powerful, let alone the whole trilogy together. But I want to make my way through the whole trilogy, and a bit of an undertaking, but I think I can manage that. And also, I'm hopefully going to get through these this week, but this may be a thing for a long period of time. There are two documentaries that are on Shudder. I think at least one of them was a Shudder original production. The second one, I'm not so sure, is on Shudder, but I don't know if it was a Shudder original production. And it is In the Search of Darkness. In the Search of Darkness is the first one. It's a 4-hour long documentary about 80s horror films, from Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street to Friday the 13th to Halloween, although that's technically 70s, but in the 80s it did, from Chucky and A Child's Play, all those iconic. And a load of people have said that it is a fascinating watch. A long watch, but a fascinating watch. There is a second one now out that was done by the same people, very similar people to the first one. And I don't know whether there's going to be a third or not. But it's a documentary I've wanted to really get my teeth into for quite some time, to be completely honest. And, you know, 4 hours a piece each documentary is a bit of an undertaking. So that is definitely, you know, something that may take some time to get through. I am able to watch 3-hour plus YouTube videos, so why couldn't I watch, you know, a 4-hour plus documentary on some 80s horror stuff? And actually recently, mainly because of Supernatural, if I'm being honest, I've really wanted to delve deeper into some horror films, and I, as you probably guessed from that, I have a Shudder subscription, so why not delve into some, you know, old school horror with Shudder. They've recently acquired some of the Arrow license, so they've got all of the House films on there. They've got a load of films that Arrow Video had the licensing to, so that's now on. A lot of those are now on Shudder, and that's actually quite the collection on there. I will say at this point, Arrow are doing some stuff at the moment. Yes, they're releasing their really nice box sets. Like, they've just recently come out with the Shore Scope collection, which I'd love to get that, but £109, that's kind of out my reach, to be completely honest with you. But they're doing some good stuff in terms of licensing that stuff out. They've licensed a lot of the... brain goes... They've licensed some of the, like, Godzilla, Gamera, all that kind of stuff. Although Godzilla, I think it's Criterion at the moment. But they've actually licensed, like, Gamera. And they've licensed... What's the other thing they've licensed out? So Shout Factory have Shout Factory TV, essentially. And Shout Factory TV shows a lot of what's on, you know, Shout Factory in terms of their DVDs and Blu-rays, their home media. But they also have some gaps to plug in. Arrow Video has been licensing some of the stuff they own out to Shout Factory TV in order to complete that collection and, you know, to have a full library on there. They've been in talks with Shudder to bring some stuff to Shudder. I just like the fact that with a company like Arrow that is a premium home video supplier, their box sets are quite pricey. They're nice box sets. They're kind of the British Criterion in a way. You know what I'm going. You get a nice booklet. You get a reversible cover, much like you do with Criterion releases. So they're kind of like the British Criterion. But I like and when it comes to those sorts of distributors, they tend to be a bit, I want to use the word snobby. They don't like, you know, they're like, oh, you can only buy this collection if you got the money to buy it, kind of thing. But the fact that Arrow is going out and making these deals with streaming networks and being like, yeah, if you just want to watch the films or you just want to enjoy them, then here you go. Here's like 3 different streaming platforms that you can enjoy films on. Now, yes, it'd be nice if they just went to one streaming platform, but they have their own streaming platform. There is a Arrow Video channel on Amazon, one of the Amazon channel things that they do that I don't quite understand, but hey, it is what it is. But the fact that they're going to other streaming platforms like Shudder, there's some stuff on Netflix as well, and Amazon Video, for that matter, outside of their channel stuff. Yeah, the fact that they're willing to talk and not being a hog over all of their or possessive over their licenses. They're like, yeah, we're willing to license these out to other people and other people enjoy them. I think that's fantastic, personally. And when all of that dumped onto Shudder, I was just there like a kid in a candy store, or sweet shop if you prefer, flicking through going, oh, that's on Shudder now, that's on Shudder now, oh, that's on Shudder now. I wanted to watch the House films for quite some time because they're directed by Sean S. Cunningham, who of course was involved with the first Friday the 13th film in a directorial role, and then took more of a producer role in the next 3, and then by the 4th film, I think it was, the 4th film, he decided to walk away from that franchise. And that's around the time that Paramount decided to, they bought the franchise essentially and ran it through the how many versions that came after that. So yes, want to make my way through those documentaries, and I'm hoping, alongside watching Supernatural recently, which definitely harkens back and, you know, puts a nod to a lot of old 80s, 70s and 80s horror films. I'm hoping that puts me in a real good mood to watch some of those older horror movies. On the subject of Friday the 13th, I've still got to make my way through the rest of the films, and they're on this, there they are, just there. still got to make my way through those films, and what better time to maybe do that than this week. I've got 7 through to Freddy vs Jason to watch, so I've got Friday the 13th, The New Blood, and then it goes to Jason Takes Manhattan, Final Friday, or Jason Goes to Hell, and Jason X, and then Freddy vs Jason, and then of course there's a bonus features double disc set thing to get through, and of course I have the Crystal Lake Chronicles, nope, not Crystal Lake Chronicles, Crystal Lake Memories book downstairs. The only problem with that book, as I've said, is it doesn't contain anything to do with the 2009 remake, because it was published before the 2009 remake. It was published in 2006. The remake didn't come out until 2009. So, you know, there's nothing on there. But there's a documentary, a little mini documentary from what I understand, on that set that's actually done by the same people that did that book. And it's taken from the Crystal Lake Memories documentary that came out a number of years ago, that's based on the book and does include stuff from the 2009 remake, because by that point it was out. And of course it goes without saying that Jared Padalecki is of course in the remake, so the fact I've just been watching Supernatural, hey, I'm in the mood for watching something else with Jared Padalecki in it, and I wanted to watch the remake for quite some time. So what I'm basically getting at is need to make my way through that and talk about some stuff to do with Friday the 13th. Now, you may be wondering why I've just gone through that long list of all this stuff that I want to do. Well, that's because I've just gotten my enthusiasm back. So my computer isn't well at the moment, to be completely honest with you, and it hasn't been for about a month now. I'm going to use next week also to really try and delve into the issue at hand and get that back on its feet and repair it, hopefully. But for the meantime, I do now have access to a laptop that I can use to upload videos, and this is what prompted this video to happen, is I now have a way of just uploading videos. For a while I was borrowing, you know, another computer or using another computer, and I don't know what it is, I just don't feel comfortable sometimes doing certain things on other people's computers. So the fact I now have my own laptop, I can do videos and upload them from that laptop, then, you know, the laptop's, to be honest, not up to much else. It kind of, the memory's a bit low, and the CPU's not the most powerful thing on the planet, but it gets by. You can upload a YouTube video, you can browse, you can watch some YouTube, you can watch a Blu-ray on it, which is actually one of the main reasons, one of the main things I want to do with it at some point. But yeah, it does for now, and it's a way of uploading YouTube videos. If I want to edit any videos, I might have to transfer them over to my iPad, edit them on my iPad, and then, you know, get them to you guys, because I've got an iPad Air 3, which is basically the first or second gen iPad Pro, so it's a pretty powerful bit of kit and can edit movies and iMovie, what have you. So, you know, I can use that to edit movies for now, edit videos for now, until I can get back on my feet with my computer and go from there. So yeah, I just wanted to do this like update video with you guys, come at you with, really get a good, you know, video out that talks about all the different ideas I've been thinking of for a while, because I've been, you know, sprinkling these throughout videos for the last how many weeks or months, and I thought I'd just get one video and be like, you know, this is my plan, this is what I want to do, looking ahead for the next week or so when it comes to 2022 and on and past that. So yeah, that's currently my plan, and hopefully you guys will come along for the ride with me. There was one final other thing I want to talk about. Yes, that's the other thing I want to talk about. We just got a new boiler. It's really exciting. In fact, yeah, that's a really hot radiator. We just got a new boiler, which is something we've been really battling with for quite some time, and I didn't realise how cold the rest of the house was compared to other parts of the house. The house just feels far more comfortable now to be in, to be completely honest with you. Having a boiler is fantastic, to be completely honest with you. having a boiler that works, that is efficient, that keeps the house warm, that gives us hot water within a few seconds rather than 10 minutes. Yes, it took that long to sometimes get hot water. It's really fun. Fun, you know what I mean. It's really nice to finally have a boiler that functions properly. Anyway, guys, until next time, please take care, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ra.